Hey YouTube family, what is going on? Let's finally get rid of this plantar fasciitis, all right? I am tired of patients having to deal with this issue. It is so annoying, so frustrating. As a result, today we're gonna talk about 4 stretches you can do at work, at home, wherever you may be. Let's go. Hey folks, this is going to be a really quick video of some awesome stretches that I recommend to my patients when they're recovering from plantar fasciitis, so stay tuned. Prior to any type of stretching, we always want to do a warm-up. Warm-ups are incredibly important because if you don't warm up, you can potentially injure a different muscle or tendon or ligament because you never want to stretch a cold muscle. Many times I recommend to my patients to ride a bike or do some sort of ankle and foot mobility exercises to warm up, but you definitely don't want to go on a run or do something high compression in order to exacerbate that plantar fasciitis that you already have in the first place. So some simple warming up stuff that you can do is bring it back, forth, extend your toes, flex your toes, and do some ankle rotations, clockwise, counterclockwise, and each one you want to do for around 30 seconds to a minute for a grand total of around 5 minutes, all right? And I always recommend to do the other foot as well because we definitely don't want to have another injury pop up in the other foot when we're trying to rehab the other one. So now that we're done doing a little bit of a warm-up, let's jump into some stretches. All right, so the first stretch we're gonna do is with an elastic band. This is a very simple stretch that you can do at home. Just place the elastic band at the top of your feet here. Keep your leg nice and straight and practice some good posture. Bring back the elastic band as tight as you can to feel a slight tug on that plantar fascia on the calf. Remember that we want to stretch not only the feet, but also that calf muscle, because a lot of times with people with with plantar fasciitis, they have calf muscle pain. You want to hold these positions for around 30 seconds to a minute and rotate that on both sides about 2 reps. So let's move into the next stretch. Hey folks, for the next stretch, we're gonna be stretching our calves big time, but we're also gonna be stretching our plantar fascia. You definitely wanna get you a step stool or something where you can have control when you're doing this stretch. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start off with the right leg. We're gonna practice good posture once again. We're gonna lean back on that calf, drop that foot back here and feel that stretch in the calf and in the plantar fascia. You definitely want to use shoes or slippers, something that where you have a good grip. Hold this for around 30 seconds to a minute, switch, and do the other side. You usually want to do around 2 reps of this. Sometimes you want to add another rep if you need more of that stretch, but you could also extend your stretch time to that minute mark. And once you're done, get off and we'll do the next stretch. All right, so this next stretch is probably the most important stretch. The reason why is many patients have pain when they're getting out of bed. As a result, this exercise can be used when you're lying in bed or when you're sitting in this position. So what you do is you grab your toes here and you pull back nice and gently until you feel that stretch right here. You hold it for about 30 seconds to a minute and then do the other side. You could always use the elastic band, but again, you would have to keep it on your nightstand. So this is a real simple type of stretch that you can do at any time. And while you're here also, you can do your massage. And massages are safe, breaks up scar tissue, and again, can relax those foot muscles. All right, so the next stretch is gonna be our last, but I'm gonna throw in a bonus stretch just for you guys. All right, so the last stretch is a combination between massage and a stretch. So we're kind of doing both at the same time. This is a real popular stretch and massage technique that a lot of people like to use. They usually put this ball on the ground and massage it, but I'm gonna show you on here, that way you can take a look, but also keep in mind you can put it on the ground and can use this as a massage technique. So what we do is we grab the ball here, we apply it usually at the distal or the tip aspect of your foot, and then you roll it back and forth. And you apply as much pressure as you can to get a good stretch. Now, you don't want to overly massage, that's bad. You don't want to put too much pressure where you're like, ah, that is bad, all right? We want to apply gentle pressure and then gradually increase it over time. But we don't want to overdo it or else we can cause further injury. Another technique that I like to use is if you have a really sore area, apply pressure on it. Hold it for around 10 seconds and then move it just slightly. And then you keep going down the plantar fascia every 10 to 15 seconds until you get down to the bottom. And then again, do the other side to make sure that both of them are comparable in regards to their flexibility and their range of motion, all right? So let's give you the bonus stretch. All right, so this last stretch is probably my favorite stretch out of all of them. That's why I left it for last, but you gotta put your body in a little bit of an awkward position in order to do it. All right, so normally you do this on the ground and you get in this position right here. You put your right knee down, you keep your left knee up and you apply pressure on the heel aspect of your foot. All right, so I'm gonna turn a little bit so that way you can see the plantar fascia. All right, so again, you apply pressure on the heel. You hold that stretch for about 30 seconds. Now you wanna leave this stretch for last because you are putting quite a bit of pressure on that plantar fascia. Hold it for around 30 seconds to a minute and again, switch and do around 2 reps. Hey folks, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. That will help me out tons. Until next time, take care.